bad cop and good cop.
Is it institutional?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is it systemic?
Yes. One of my father's friends.
What can we do to change it then?
One of my father's friends who we grew up with, who I loved, he was taken out by another officer because he told the truth.
Whoa, wait.
Yeah. I mean, that stuff happened.
He spoke up against something and he was murdered by another cop?
That is what we believe, yes.
Yeah, or set up for something, yeah.
And that's just one of many stories.
Yeah.
You know, that happens all the time. Is there racism within the police department? Yeah, because my dad told us a story that his first day on the job, he got into the cop car with an older white officer, and he said, I'm not going to get in the car. The white officer did. I'm not going to get in the car with an N. And my father said, good, I'm not going to get in the car with a, honky. And so he said after that, the guy just laughed, and he was like, we were friends, because I gave it right back to him. So is there racism within
That's racism both ways.
Yeah. He was just saying like, hey,
I don't get offended by the word honky. But
you're not going to get in the car with me because I'm this. Okay, fine. Then I won't, as a joke. I think that cops are not any more racist than your average citizen on the street. It's just that some of those racist cops don't happen to have guns. And now they're being taught that you shoot to kill or you shoot to survive. Well, not every black person has a gun. Hello, Minnesota, Castillo, like not every black person has a gun. I'm not a gun owner.
Philando Castillo?
Yeah,
He was reaching for one. He had one, didn't he?
He had one, I believe, on him. They said he was reaching for his license or whatever.
Yeah, but the cop told him, 3 times to put your hands on the steering wheel or to quit moving towards wherever you were going for.
I mean, but what if he had not? What if I get pulled over on the way leaving here?
Do exactly what he says. I don't want to be the far right neo-Nazi on this one, but if you do exactly what he says, your chances of survival are great no matter what your skin color,
I'll tell you a true story. So in 2016, I moved here in 2015, Texas. I got pulled over in Keller. Now I know where I am. It's still Keller. I got pulled over. It was July.
It's very white for those of you who don't know Keller.
As soon as the officer pulled me over, I pulled into the gas station. Was I speeding? I don't think I was. But he pulled me over, pulled down my window, and I said, officer, before you ask, I said, I'm the daughter of a Detroit police officer. I said, I'm an educator. I said, you can have my license. You can have my teaching ID. You can have my cell phone. You can have anything you want. I'm not a weapons owner. I do not own guns. I don't like guns. You can put me in cuffs and search my car. I will give you the rights to, I said, because you need to get home and I need to get home. And he just looked at me.
Was your window all the way down?
Yeah.
Where were your hands?
On the steering wheel. And he just looked at me as if he was going to cry. And he goes, do you have to do that every time? And I said,
but I do it too.
And I said, yeah, officer, I do.
It's driven snow.
Yeah, well,
I've got a license to carry.
Right.
My hands are up here. My window's all the way down. I'll say, I'm a United States Marine. I'm a daughter of a Detroit police officer.
Yeah.
You know, and I know why you're saying that.
Yeah.
You're trying to get out of the ticket.
No.
When I say I'm a United States Marine, I'm trying to get out of it.
No.
I'm trying to get out of the ticket.
I will pay my tickets. What I'm trying to get out of is getting shot.
But I'm white as driven snow, and I still get a little free. I'm an Uber driver, so I get pulled over from time to time just because I'm on the road so much.
Yeah.
And it's not through any fault, just I get pulled over random, whatever.
Yeah.
An alcohol checkpoint.
Yeah.
But my hands are here, and I say, I'm a United States Marine, I'm licensed to carry, I've got a pistol under my right leg, I've got 3 combat knives, there's one here, and here, I've got pepper spray right there, it's 2 million Scoville heat units. I'll let them know everything.
Honest. If you get pulled over and I get pulled over, if you didn't say that, and I didn't say my spiel, would they ever think that you would have all those weapons on you?
They wouldn't care.
They probably wouldn't care.
Because I look like maybe a good old boy and I got less of a chance.
Right.
They could let their guard down.
And so for me, and I just tell them, like, look, here's the deal, so you don't shoot me.
It depends on when you get pulled, where you get pulled over.
Where you get pulled over. Well,
if it's Oak Cliff or Keller.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also not driving in.
You could be this color, but if you get pulled over in Oak Cliff, I could be dealing meth.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm also not going to drive in the backwoods of Texas at 2 a.m. because I'm not dumb.
I'm on the road at 2 a.m. all the time.
I'm not going to be somewhere in, southern Texas and, small town or, up in Oklahoma. I'm not dumb. I know where to be at night or, to make sure that I'm safe.
But you say it's systemic. It's institutional.
Yes.
Virtually every immigrant community to the United States originally had lots of problems with the cops. The Jewish community early in the 20th century had a lot of problems with the cops in New York. The Italian community had lots of problems with the cops. The Irish community, the German community, the Hispanic community, virtually all of them, when they came to the United States, had the Asian community had significant problems with the cops. As crime rates decline in those communities, it turns out that the problems with the cops tend to disappear. And so the easiest way to get rid of a lot of these problems is not to put all the onus on the cops, but to say, okay, the cops are human. They're going to make some bad mistakes, and we need to prosecute them if they do something really terrible, obviously. But if you really want to tackle this thing on a systemic level, crime rates have to go down.
What institutions? It's not. There's no Dallas Police Department rule book that says target the blackies.
No.
Right?
No.
It's not that kind of institution.
No.
What could we do to change it?
You can't. Okay, so
is it
racism,
education?
Racism is institutionalized in our nation, so it doesn't matter if somebody's wearing a uniform or not.
Well, why target just cops then?
Because that's where we're seeing it primarily. That's where we're seeing it. So, it's like when you drink vodka, it comes out of your pores, you smell it.
Yeah.
So we're drinking this systemic racism in our country, and it's coming out in our law enforcement. It's coming out in our politicians. It's coming out at the top. In the classroom, I'll hear kids say ignorant things. They're 12. They don't know where that comes from. That's being taught to them. So that's the institutionalized racism. It's continuing, because there should be no reason why a 12-year-old should even know certain things. For example, this last week I'm teaching something, and they had to Brown versus Board of Education. You might have seen the post on my Facebook. Some kid wrote Nelson Mandela fought for Brown versus Board of Education in Africa, and that's why he went to prison. And I'm like, wait, what? No, that was Thurgood Marshall, you guys, 1954, Topeka, Kansas. And the kids were like, okay. And I said, here's the deal. Had Thurgood never fought that case, never desegregated the schools, I said, me, I would not be your teacher. And they looked at me and they didn't understand it. And I said, where would I be teaching? And one of the kids said, oh my God, you'd be in a black school. And I said, so you would not have had the opportunity to have me as your teacher. And they were like, oh, that's why that stuff was done. Oh, that's why the civil rights movement was. I said, and had, the Loving case never occurred, my parents would have never been allowed to marry. Therefore, I would never be here. That kind of stuff. So they're like, oh. Racism is systematic because it's taught and it's generational.
So it's just a matter of keeping the public educated. But why does BLM want to target just police officers? And why do they want to go after their people who were naturally their allies? Why do they want to crash a Bernie Sanders campaign event? Or why don't they go after?
BLM doesn't have the organization it should. That was one of my issues with that. If it had a great organization, I think it would do so much.
There's a vacuum in the leadership position.
Yeah, it would do so much.
Yeah.
I sat on a race panel back in the fall in Waxahachie, and I probably say that wrong. Everyone says
it's Waxahachie.
Yeah, well,
I say it all the time.
You know
wrong
what?
too.
My Detroit tongue. I'm sorry about that. So, I don't say y'all. It doesn't. I say you guys.
You say yous guys?
No, you guys.
Oh,
I'm still a more Midwest. Yeah,
right.
Not Philly. But I sat on a race panel, and I'm listening to the white and to the black, and I'm literally in between. There's two black, two white, and I'm like, I know what you're saying, and I know what you're saying. So I'm really kind of that equal in between. And I'm like, that, if I was in charge of Black Lives Matter, I would be able to reach out to both communities, because I do have a foot in both communities. Because I do know the white world, I am white. I do know the black world, I am black. Black Lives Matter targeting just police, I don't know if that's the case or if that's the perception. I think that it's probably the perception because of the so many recent crimes that we see from the police to the black community. And it's never really black cops, it's always white cops to black people. If it was black cops to white people, the country would be
some of
coming
these
apart.
incidents that occur, it's the far right, not that I am one, but they do bring up, here's an incident that occurred. BLM goes after the cops that were involved, but the police chief was black. The mayor is black in this town. The city council, everyone's black in this town. So it can't be racism.
Yeah.
What do you say to that?
It can still be racism.
It can?
Yeah,
How?
totally. racism is not just, oh, I don't like black people. Racism can be any race on earth. You know, it's not just black. It can be any ignorance towards any race.
Maybe not racist, just prejudice in one
the
form
prejudice.
or another. Yeah.
But the problem is, you know, we're a country that was founded on killing Indians and enslaving Africans. We're not that far from the plantation. It was 1863. This is only 1918, or 2018. So the problem is that we really have not rid ourselves of that stain on our land. And until we do, we're going to continue to have prejudice and racism in our country. Until people realize the stigma of what comes with a Confederate flag, you know, that kind of stuff. People don't realize that the amount of hate and ignorance and hatred that comes with that, we're still going to have these problems. They're never going to go away.
I've had that argument with some Confederate flag purists that want to keep flying it.
Yeah.
I'm all for not getting rid of the statues, because put it in a museum.
Put it in a museum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be displayed anymore. We don't need to be proud of it. Oh, what's wrong with it? It's part of our history. Really, it's part of our history? Their entire talking point, their entire number one platform. Read the
Articles of the Confederation.
Is that what it's called? I forget what it's called. It's the reasons for seceding.
Yeah. Has anyone read that?
I read it.
Oh, yeah.
And I specifically read the Texas one.
Okay.
But they're all the same. The Mississippi, the Alabama one, it starts off with, hey, it's all about slavery.
Yeah.
Just read it. It's easy.
You know, it's like you wanted to count me as 3/5. Now I'm considered to be 100%, but you still want to treat me as if I'm like 1/3. You know, the Confederate flag, I'll just be honest with you. As soon as I see it, I automatically go to, that person hates me. It's a symbol of hate. Is it?
It might not be that, but that's your
my
guess,
perception.
yes.
Yeah, that's the perception as a black person. As soon as I see a Confederate flag, I'm like, you know what? Probably don't want to date that guy. Probably don't want to talk to him at the bar. Probably don't want to get pulled over by him, because I don't think it's going to come out of, he or she is not going to probably be my close friend.
Let's take it one step further.
Okay.
You're pulled up behind a car, you're at a stoplight, and you see one of the following, maybe a Texas sticker with that the Texas flag and the blue line through it.
Yeah.
Like the Blue Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Do you think that, because that's a counter to the Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Do you think that there might be some hidden racism there sometimes? No.
Totally.
Oh, totally.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about, I don't want to skip to In God We Trust yet,
Okay.
because that's a different argument. How about NRA sticker? Would that just make you go, ooh, okay, maybe I need to watch this guy?
If you have an NRA, a Blue Lives Matter, a Don't Tread on Me, and a Confederate flag on your truck, and
All
I'm pulled up
those
behind
put
you,
together. But how about just one of those?
well, see, for me to judge that would make me as ignorant as somebody who probably has one. Can I just judge that person based on their sticker? When it comes to those stickers, yeah.
That's not a prejudice. We're taught to profile we profile each other every day walking around. When I'm an Uber driver, here comes my passenger.
Yeah.
He's got a little bulge right here. Hey, he might be packing heat. I'm judging that guy before he even gets in the car.
No, if I see that, I'm probably going to be like, you know, I already know.
That's not a bad thing, is it?
No, it's not. It's
You
also
could be wrong.
I could be wrong, but it's also
you're just
a
making a guess.
self-protection thing.
Okay.
Because, you know,
I can't believe we're agreeing so
agreeing
much.
on that.
Why are we? Let's start. Where's the arguments coming?
I don't argue with people. That's
Damn
the thing.
it.
Is I'm like, I know I'm right. So
I fully
don't have to
expected to be
argue.
arguing with you more.
Atheist Edge. Walking the edge of what some consider offensive. But your feelings don't matter here. Only facts. Edgy commentary on the dangers of doctrine, the foibles of faith, the bullshit of belief, the stupidity of superstition, and the idiocy of indoctrination. With razor-sharp wit, curiosity, and critical thought, we take an unblinking look at today's religions. We are Atheist Edge.